Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real. Beard looking kind of rough. Coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. We're gonna be talking Black Panther, T'Challa, and he whose name should not be spoken. But for the purpose of this video, we're gonna speak it. John Ridley. Before we get off into that, I need y'all to get up into what y'all always get up into for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share to the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out like this right here, you get it. If you're digging what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share to the page. That's how it grows. Got to get them subs up, y'all. Got to get them subs up. Help your boy out. All right. John Ridley's Black Panther. I tried to rock with it, y'all. I picked up like the first 6, 7 issues of it, and they were just breaking him down and breaking him down and breaking him down. And my thing is isn't T'Challa an emperor? If y'all just be like, we taking all of this Earth Wakanda stuff away from T'Challa. T'Challa don't need this. T'Challa shouldn't have this. We feel he's not worthy of it. Or they could be looking at it like we breaking him down to the very bare essence of what he is, and then we're going to build him back up. Nah, not the same. Not the same. And I'll prove to you why it's not the same. Ancestors would be turning in their graves if they knew what John Ridley was doing to T'Challa. Now, let's do a quick timeline, okay? The new story arc that is going on in T'Challa right now is there is an alien who has come to Earth bent on conquest, and my man's name is the Colonialist. The Avengers have to be called in to deal with this. That's what's going on the cover, by the way. Alex Ross. I still like Alex Ross covers. But while the Avengers are dealing with this threat, the Colonialist takes the time out to send his lieutenant, the Buffalo Soldier, who has weaponry that can damage vibranium. So, not so invincible is T'Challa. Some stuff goes down, and protocols are discovered to take out all of the Avengers. Protocols to take out all of the Avengers? That sounds a lot like Tower of Babel. John Ridley, you're supposed to be a great story writer. Why are you biting DC storylines? And much like that DC storyline, in the next issue, when the Avengers find out what's going down, they are sending T'Challa hacking. So, let me see what's going on so far, Mr. Ridley. T'Challa has no wife or no reconciliation with his ex-wife. Either way, him and Storm aren't together. Okay, we've torn that apart. And while I guess it's a good thing that Wakanda is now a democracy, but it's being run by a woman who's just totally keeping her knee on T'Challa's neck and don't like him, don't like what he's doing. And so he isn't even involved in the day-to-day decision-making process in Wakanda. So he's effectively been emasculated as a king, at least on Earth. Then, on top of that, he rejoins the Avengers. Captain America doesn't think he's mentally competent enough to be back on duty. Then, after all of this, these terrorist attacks that are going on, and it's finding out these terrorist attacks are somehow linked to him again, or some machinations that he had going on. And so now they're like, if you can't play on a team, you can't be on a team. So we booting you out of the Avengers. Now, I know what a lot of y'all are saying. Maybe this is just part of the story. Follow the story to its conclusion. Normally, yeah, you can follow the story to its conclusion. Check this out. Remember when T'Challa took over for Daredevil when he was recovering from the Shadowland incident and he watched over Hell's Kitchen as Black Panther, the man without fear, then later Black Panther, the most dangerous man alive? Bear in mind, T'Challa did that, lessened, but not crippled. T'Challa didn't have vibranium technology to assist him in his fight in Hell's Kitchen. T'Challa did not have Dora Milaje to assist him in this fight in Hell's Kitchen. All he had was that. And he still has that. But with this John Ridley run, they've taken everything. He's not even an Avenger, it seems like at this point. I mean, I normally I don't dive into stuff like this without getting the full Monty of what's going on, but I see the pattern. I don't have to 100% know the story of what's going on, especially with the stuff John Ridley's doing with T'Challa. It's not obvious. It's not obvious what's going on, okay? T'Challa in the comics is being made to match T'Challa in cinematic version. Non-existent. I mean, is he going to rise like a phoenix from the ashes better than he was before? I don't know. But I know currently I don't like the direction that John Ridley is taking the character of T'Challa. And I called that way back, I think, with issue 3. If y'all go back and y'all look at a video of what I said regarding John Ridley's run on Black Panther, can we refrain from further indignation upon T'Challa, making him look like a shithill of a person? You know, let's reveal what's going on and clear up King T'Challa's name and make him a decent human being again. I mean, he can have his secrets, but he don't need to be an a-hole. So to my point, there is an even bigger problem going on. And it's something that I've mentioned before, and eventually I think I'll do a video about it, but comics are scrambling to follow source material in their cinematic versions versus creating unique and imaginative stories that don't humiliate the character. I mean, the hero's journey is the hero's journey. I get that. Steve Rogers was a man without a country for a little while, and he put down the shield, and he put down the red, white, and blue, and became Nomad for a little while. Some people were like, oh, that's kind of cool, and other people were like, nah, I don't like that. We need Captain America back. And as I recall, Nomad didn't last very long. Although Nomad had a huge impression, and 2 other people took up the mantle of Nomad after Steve Rogers started being Captain America again. Tony Stark lost himself in a bottle, okay? Became an alcoholic, just fell all apart, gave up the mantle of Iron Man, let John Rhodes rock it for a little while. But eventually, he pulled himself together. I guess it took like a good 30-something issues, before Tony Stark was actually back where he needed to be, then you had Thor. Nick Fury whispers something in his ear, and he's unworthy. And we get a whole story arc of Thor being unworthy. For a while, we've had a comic book called The Unworthy Thor. You know? But eventually, all of these heroes were restored to their former prestigious positions. The issue I have with that's all good and fine for white characters. That's all good and fine for franchise flagship characters. But for Black representation, or even people of color representation for that matter, that's piss poor. You know what I'm saying? And when we show, we already don't have enough representation. So the representation we do have is going to be like that. I mean, I could be 100% wrong, and this story arc could flip next month, and everything will be hunky dory and a-okay. Okay, you're a shame. Anyway, what if it's not though? What if we just take T'Challa just completely out of existence and we don't have no more T'Challa, or the T'Challa we do have is this watered down, emasculated, punked version? You know, how did he go from being T'Challa, wielding the Phoenix Force, running the Avengers in the Jason Aaron run of Avengers, to this Batman knockoff with his fake Tower of Babel and getting kicked out? What? What's up, John Ridley? You ain't got no more unique ideas like the Colonialist and the Buffalo Soldier? You ain't got that? You ain't got no more of that for us? I mean, I don't know, y'all. Right now, I'm just like, I feel like the character of T'Challa is being attacked at all angles. Whatever they can do, they doing. You know, and it's like, if we wiping him off on screen, let's wipe him off everywhere. Is that what you do with characters now? That aren't Caucasian? You just wipe all vestiges of them off the planet? You know what I'm saying? Luke Cage is mayor of New York. What y'all doing with that right now? What's going on? Are we gonna get Luke Cage mayor for hire? Are we gonna get Luke Cage mayor kicking ass and taking names? It seems like all Marvel wants to focus on is the Sam Wilson Falcon. You got more Black characters in your bullpen. Why don't you pull them out? You got more characters of color in your bullpen. Why don't you pull them out? And while you're pulling them out, why don't you treat them with the same dignity and respect that you treat your white characters? I understand this could be a story arc. I can't repeat that enough. I understand this could be a story arc, and in a couple of months or in a couple of years, you know, but given what's going on with T'Challa right now, cinematically, is now the time to kick him when he's down? Or does John Ridley have marching orders from Kevin Feige to just operation kick T'Challa in the nuts and keep kicking him in the nuts until they fall out on the floor? What? My goodness. How much insult and injury has to be heaped? I get it. He's a fictional character, but he's a fictional character who represents something. And it seems like the people at Marvel don't care anymore what T'Challa represents and what his place in the Marvel universe is. Kevin Feige, Nate Moore, and Ryan Coogler certainly don't. I mean, well, in their own strange, twisted way, I guess they do. But what does that do for fans? What does that do for people like me? What does that do for people like Theo? What does that do for people like Back of the Bus, Chillmonger? All of these folks that's on social media saying similar things to what I'm saying about representation. But like I always tell y'all, if you want to hurt a big corporation, where do you put your punch at? In their pocket. put your liver punch in their pocket. If you ever boxed and you've been hit with a liver punch, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. You could put a mug down with a liver punch. I mean, down, you know? And it just seems like they don't care. Is it me, or does it seem like they don't care anymore about T'Challa and they're just offloading and dumping everything they can? This movie come out, it's gonna be cash grab, cash grab, cash grab, cash grab, and then you don't see nothing else about it. Let's see how long those Black Panther legacy toys stay on the shelves after that movie drops. What y'all think about that? What y'all think should be going on with T'Challa in his comic book? Should he be respected in his comic book, or should we continue to just, oh, his secrets are coming back to bite him, and it's just like, screw T'Challa? Is that's what we doing to T'Challa now? We just saying F T'Challa and we rolling out? Tell me how y'all feel about it. Drop it in the comments. As always, I'll be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good to each other.